Have you ever asked yourself if you actually truly believe in God? And I don't mean like you said a prayer in church or say you do because it's the morally correct thing, even still, to say in our American culture, but have you ever taken the time to sit and reflect on if you really believe in the truths of God and what the Bible tells us? Here's the thing, I was driving home, listening to some music, and How He Loves Me by David Crowder Band came on. It's such a great song. Anyway, I was driving home through the country listening to this song, and I started to think about how we seem to constantly fail at following God. We live in a culture where it's acceptable to believe in God and go to church on Sunday, but the minute you actually start to follow God as a true Christian is supposed to, and do more than just that hour on Sunday, all of a sudden you're almost a crazy extreme Christian. You're one of those Christians. What does that even mean? So this really led to me thinking about what that actually says about our beliefs in God. Now, the Bible tells us we're saved by grace through faith, but make no mistake about it, we're also told in James that our faith will show our salvation through works, not because of good works, but because of our salvation and belief. Good works will become a part of our very existence. Paul Washer once said, conversion is not like a flu shot. It's not something you can just move on from saying, oh, I did that, or yeah, I'm a believer. Now, back to my regular scheduled life. Because here's the thing, if we believe in Christ, then we believe that God came down as fully man because He loves us and wants to tear down that curtain that separated us from Him. He wanted to save us and was willing to go from His most holy, amazing, perfect throne so that He could live a rough, and if you read the New Testament, like He lived a rough life here on earth. Just imagine for a second being the richest, nicest, most amazing, sinless, perfect human this planet has ever seen, and then deciding to give it all up for years so that you could live a rough life in a bad neighborhood with poor parents, ending in a horrific and excruciatingly painful death. So I ask you again, do you actually believe in Christ? Because if you do, and I mean truly do, why do you find yourself giving Him so little time over everything else in your life? Why can you fit in maybe 10 minutes of Bible reading time in a day, which is more than most, but yet you have so much time to spend countless hours on social media, watching Netflix, reading a random book, or talking trash about other friends to another friend behind another friend's back? This, by the way, was a thought I originally had for myself, not just for others. This is not a holier than you conversation. I have just been finding it amazing that the most powerful, all-knowing, life-creating King of Kings did what He did and continuously does for us, and yet we find it hard to just squeeze Him in as the number one regular, ultimate, true priority of our day. That's what led me to the question, do you truly believe in God? Because if so, why is it so hard for us to turn away from sin, the norms that surround us in our current culture, and live our lives for God and in Christ in the way the Bible tells us to live by? Not as some legalistic form, but because we are His sons and daughters, and after everything He has done for us and His love for us, surely we can do better than we are doing. I can do better. So here's the deal. I'm gonna leave you with that. And I really hope if you call yourself a Christian, you spend some time just thinking and reflecting on this concept. Imagine how much better the Christian community would be if we all actually, honestly, truly put God and His calling for us above the culture and placed Him as our number one priority.